I was sick for a few days, out sick, and I had a plenty of free time to think about, things. And among other things, I got a telephone call from a person that I know. Can't say that he's my friend, but it's just a person I know. And we tried to do business together. He was trying to make my company quote on some construction projects in the past. Last time we talked about a couple years ago. And his projects were always a little strange, like constructing a large apartment building or a kindergarten or a school. And mostly they were the projects financed by the government. We always are very wary of such projects. We don't deal with the Russian government. We haven't done that since 2015, and we only work with private companies. But anyway, he called me up and he said, well, you're in Rostov-on-Don in the south of Russia, and I have a potential contract. I know that you know some people who are in cement business, like a cement factory. I have a contact who's looking for certain products. What products? He goes, well, made out of cement, pyramids, about 3 feet tall, 3 feet wide. The pyramid, about 1 meter. And I said, well, what purpose? He goes, I don't know. I said, okay. Where to be delivered? I said, Belgorod. Tadang! Belgorod. My friends, Belgorod is the province of Russia that is bordering Ukraine. Kharkov province of Ukraine. So it's the border, and it's been in the news every single day for the past, 6 months. Right now, among other things, and I did a community post on that, Russian province government, the Belgorod province government, led by the governor, announced that they're building a defense line against Ukrainian tanks and troops. And this defense line consists of the pyramids. They are 3 feet tall, 3 feet long, and 3 feet wide. This pyramids. Anti-tank, anti-missile, anti-troop, universal defense, high-tech stuff, made out of cement, probably rebars. So this guy I know, he's like, well, I asked him directly, is this for this defense fortification? He says, well, yes. They're paying so many rubles, so many thousands of rubles for each. And they're paying like so many rubles, thousands of rubles for delivery. So they give you this much money for each product thing, I was shocked to say the least. I said, well, do you understand that what they're using it for? Do you understand that they're stealing money? He goes, why do I care? It's a legit contract. They sign a contract with you and then you deliver it to them. I said, buddy, count me off. Even if I had the cement factory, even that factory would produce cheapest and the best quality of these things, the pyramids, I would never supply anything like that there. And he said, oh. And I asked him a few questions because I haven't spoken to the guy for a long time. So I asked him, what do you think they make in it? He goes, well, Ukrainians might invade us. I said, do you think it's going to stop the Ukrainian tanks, this little pyramids and Ukrainian troops? And he said, I don't care. I don't know. I said, well, why are you trying to sell them? He was trying to make a buck. Okay. So I asked a few questions about Ukraine. I said, what do you think? He goes, well, we're doing the right thing. I said, whoa, wait a second. We're doing the right thing? Why? And he said, well, because we are against NATO. We are at war against the West. You know better than that if we didn't attack them in February, they would attack us shortly after. And it would have been a mess. Well, I heard that opinion many times before, and I started asking my usual questions. I said, you've been to Ukraine? No. Well, how do you know that they were trying to attack us? They were preparing to attack us. He goes, well, I know. Everyone knows that. Would you please give us facts? Give me facts. He said, what facts do you need to know? We know it's a fact that they were trying to attack us. I said, okay, well, what about NATO? Have you been to the West? Have you been have you been outside of Russia? He goes, no, I haven't. I said, okay, how do you know that the West was preparing to attack us? And he started getting upset with me. He said, you know what? I don't understand. You know these things. It's a fact. Why do I have to prove you facts? I said, well, just give me the fact, show me what the facts are. He said, okay. So I understand that you don't have access to this. You're not gonna supply, so I gotta go. And he hung up. And from talking to him and talking to dozens of other Russians, some people that I know closely, some people that I barely know, but dozens of Russians, I understand that the people believe in what they say and, moreover, what is said to them. These people are blind. They see, but they're blind. They cannot look through the lies. They cannot look at the truth. And you can disagree with them, you can call them names, whatever, you just can argue with them. But the thing is, you can't deny that they're sincere but blind. Howdy, everyone. My name is Konstantin. Welcome to Inside Russia, where I give you updates on things happening in the motherland, my takes, updates, news, my angles, telling you about Russia. Usual Russia explained by the unusual Russian. That's me. First things first, it's good to be back. I've been not feeling well for a couple days. Well, 4 days exactly. All started with my last stream when all of a sudden I started sneezing like crazy, and then my nose started running, and I got hit like a train, like by a train. Anyway, today is the first day that I'm feeling better, and let me tell you, I miss going live. I miss you. I missed communicating with you, and this is good to be back. I have a special guest today. I'm going to turn on the questions, and I will invite him. I think you will enjoy me talking to this guy, and perhaps you will ask him questions. But being sick, I didn't do much, and I had plenty of spare time to think about things. So I gathered lots of data while I wasn't sleeping, and I was not feeling like splinter headache, in betweens. So I got lots of data on everything: Russian economy, geopolitics, the military actions, what's going on in Russian society, and you know what data does to you? It makes you think. It makes you analyze and come up with your new ideas, new opinions. It just broadens your horizon. The more data you have and process, the more accurate your opinions are. And so I decided to abstract a little bit from facts, figures, numbers, and think about the big picture. And this is what I am to talk about today. Usually my streams are can be divided into three groups. First groups is factual streams. I give you information that's on the ground about the economy, about things that are happening, and that information is backed up by data, by facts, numbers, figures. I give references and then shows you what exactly is going on in day-to-day life of Russia and Russians. Second group is emotional. Sometimes things happen, well, quite often they happen, and I just start, exploding emotionally. And sometimes that happens too. And the third type of stream is I talk more of a big picture. And this is one of those streams today. So I was thinking, what is really strange about this situation in Russia right now? Like, what ticks me off? Well, besides, Russia is at war with Ukraine, besides people die every day and so forth. I talk about it all the time. But what is so strange about this whole situation? Because, well, this is what it is. Russia today reminds me the kingdom of distorted mirrors. The kingdom of distorted mirrors. You look around and you see the reality in the mirror, in the mirrors all around you. That reality is none. It doesn't exist. But somehow you see it. What is black appears white. What is white appears black. And everyone around you, well, not everyone, but most of people, definitely 100% of people that you see on TV. Yes, I did watch a few programs of Russian TV just to understand what is going on. 100% of people on TV, they tell you what doesn't exist in real life. Okay? They distort things. It's like a huge curved mirror, distorted mirror. And some people, just like my acquaintance, I spoke to a couple days ago, and some other people I spoke to, the Z people, they give me a different reality. And then we talk about the same thing, but our perceptions are completely different. And it's like being in a true life horror movie, It's like some warlock has put us into this huge house with tons of walkways and distorted mirrors and has put a spell on us. This is really how it looks like. Well, I have a weapon against distorted mirrors. The only weapon I know, really. If you know anything else that can be done, please write in the comments. The only thing I know is common sense and asking questions. Because if I start asking questions, the chances are by answering, person might start thinking, might start using his or her common sense. And that tiny thing might lead to big results. Again, I don't know any other weapon right now but asking questions. And that's what I've been doing that for the past 10 months, and I will keep on doing that. I've been asking questions in my streams. I've been asking questions in real life, in conversations. There are at least 100 of people that I've spoken to and asked questions. Provoking questions, food for thought type of question. I believe that no one can open eyes of a person except for that person, herself or himself. It's just impossible for anyone to come and say, hey, you know what, this is the truth. And then the person who had believed in something else completely different would say, wow, something big must happen, like some huge catastrophe or something like that. I pray to God it doesn't happen to anyone, not Ukraine, not Russia, like a nuclear war or Holocaust or something like that. Please, God, keep us away from that. But Um, until now, I thought that this war that Russia is waging on Ukraine, but saying that it's not a war in Ukraine, but a war on the collective West, and the collective West is actually started the war against Russia first, I thought it's been a lie. A lie. You know, there are two groups of people in Russia. The first group is the people on the bottom, the regular folks. And they have been engineered to believe certain things. There's a huge machine that works on them every single day, right? For the long time, and has been in the works for 15 years at least. And then there's a different group of folks on the top. They're called elites. They're called different names, but I'll try to simplify everything. So it's majority of Russians on the bottom and a very few Russians on the top, compared to that large group on the bottom. And the people on the top, they are in control to a certain extent, each one. The higher people are, the more control they extort. And the highest control is at the very top, of course. So before, I thought that this war is based on lies, and I call this war the war of lies, or the war of the lies. Because I thought that the people on the very top, they knew the truth, and they, engineered things, information, and they were putting it down to the bottom, and they knew what they were doing. It was very, very clear and simple for me. Engineered truth. You can call it a lie, whatever. So that's how I thought this whole thing was working. And I thought that people on the very top used this mechanism to gain advantages. For example, to hang on to power for as long as possible, or to gain more control and to control people tighter, or to make more money, because the more control you have, the more resources you have, and the more resources you have, then you monetize it. Otherwise, why would you have resources for? So, perhaps not the entire this group. I thought that the entire group knew the truth, and they knew exactly what was going on, what has been going on in Ukraine. Exactly. And they simply needed to use the people on the bottom in a certain way. Manipulation, it's a classical understanding. But then, over some time, I've been studying, I've been reading, I've been watching, I've been researching, and I changed my belief. I changed that people on the top have also been engineered to believe certain things, and they believe in them. And they engineered themselves. Not all of them, but I believe the very, very top. I don't know how many, and I don't know how far it goes. I still believe that some people in the second group, the higher ups, but perhaps on the bottom, they still know what's going on. But the very top, they also are blind, just like the ones on the very bottom. You see, the ones on the bottom, I know. I started my stream from one person who's a very, very good showcase of a regular person who is blind and who believes in crazy ideas, okay? So forgive me. And then this is, they all have same beliefs. And you can clearly see that they're engineered, okay? They all are different people. Some of them are very nice people, loving fathers, family men, professionals, educated intellectuals, but their beliefs are the same. They're engineered and placed surgically into their heads. But now I realize that on the very, very top, they also are blind. Blind by the ideas, okay? People on the very top in Russia, and this is my opinion, I believe in it, they believe, sincerely believe, that they know some secret information, some sacred information, some higher learnings about what the goal of Russian civilization, what the purpose and the mission of Russian, and of course they are the Russian civilization. They consider themselves, they, you know, the perhaps the knights, you know, of this Russian world, okay, and they believe that they have responsibility, certain responsibility. They base their knowledge on the works of a few philosophers. The main philosopher among those few is Ivan Ilyin. He died a long time ago, in 1954, and he had the ideas of the special Russian way. Now it's called the Russian world. He supported the idea of tough, cruel state, the good thing. He supported the ideas of Hitler and Mussolini. Basically, his philosophy is one leader, one way, one country, greatness. They have been quite a few other philosophers, thinkers, intellectuals who have formed sort of a bubble around Ilyin's ideas, okay? And they're still alive today, and some of them are quite well, okay? And I think that the very top of Russian decision makers, they get their beliefs from this knowledge base, okay? And they sincerely believe that it is their holy mission, holy responsibility to expand the Russian world and expand these ideas of the Russian way. That's actually pretty bad, because you can change things. Well, I can't say easily, but you can change things in the heads of people on the bottom, because you can show them the truth from the same media channels, outlets that had been mind engineering them, okay? You can re-engineer. It is possible, I believe. But when you have this unity of these believers, and I call them blind people, because their beliefs make them blind. So when you have the blind on the bottom and blind on the very top, then this is a combination that I don't really know what to do about, what can be done about it. I used to call this war, again, the war of the lies. Now, I call this war the war of the blind. Because more I look, more of the blind I see around me. They are blinded by the ideas, very dangerous, very, very, very fake ideas, but very tough. They just grab onto you and don't let you go, okay? So therefore, to me, this war has become the war of the blind. Before I finish the stream, I want to answer one question. And some of you might ask me, and a lot of people actually on the bottom, like I said, they're intellectuals. They keep on thinking. They have jobs, they create products, they work, they converse with each other, and they think they're blind, but they're not stupid. And some of them, they ask me this question. And you might also ask me this. You might ask, why do you think you're right? Why do you, Konstantin, think that you are not blind? Why do you think you can see? What if you are wrong? What if they can see and you are the one blind? And I'm going to answer this question right now. Many times over 10 months, I have voiced my stand on Ukraine, on this war. This isn't military operation, the special military operation. Special military operations last weeks, days, perhaps 1 month, but they don't last 10 months, okay? Special military operations are fast, in and out type of things, and they're not just turn into the stand where people have front lines and the front lines are frozen. This is a war. And this isn't the war with the West. This is the war with Ukraine. For some reasons, we started it. I have voiced my stand on this issue, on this war, on this tragedy. And I've said many times that I think Russia has made a huge mistake. Russia has committed a crime. Russia has created a tragedy for many Ukrainians and Russians, because not only Ukrainians are getting killed, but Russians as well. And I know Ukraine quite well. I spent over 1 year in Ukraine. I worked with the Ukrainians. I was supervising a plant in Zaporozhye a long time ago, about 15 years ago. I spent there a significant amount of time. I traveled to Odessa on numerous occasions, to Dnieper, to Donetsk, to Kiev, to Zaporizhia, Kharkov. I helped build a company in Kharkov, and I have many colleagues, former colleagues, friends, current colleagues in Kharkov, and I speak to them daily. And guess what? Kharkov used to be under Russia. Well, Russian forces moved in, and then they regrouped. About 4 months, Kharkov has been back to Ukraine again, back to under Ukrainian control. And I spoke to my friends, colleagues, almost on a daily basis, and now I speak to them daily. And rockets keep on flying. And that's not a fun thing, trust me. When you don't know whether you're going to live or you're going to die. Electricity is not the worst thing that can happen. The outage, heat is not the worst thing. The worst thing is actually your life can be taken by a direct hit. And that happens quite often in Kharkov. And this morning, as usual, I called one of the guys in Kharkov, and I said, "What's up? How's it going?" So, no electricity again. I asked him, has there been any strikes? And he said, yes, there's been strikes. And it's just such a freaking terrible feeling, when because of actions of your country, people, innocent people, not Nazis, not, just regular folks who do a very peaceful work, who create infrastructure, power plants, substations, they suffer. They have families, they have kids. None of them are Nazis, and it's just a terrible feeling. And I talked to him a little bit. And in Russian language, we have this saying, dear. When you talk to a person who is dear to you, you say "дорогой," and this you don't say it just for nothing. You don't say it to a stranger. You don't say it to a person who you don't consider like in a good standing. I'm not sure how you translate it to English. I know that Englishmen sometimes say "oh dear." In Russian, "dear" means like you're really dear. And my Ukrainian friends call me dear. They call me дорогой. Пока, дорогой. Привет, дорогой. And they really mean it. That is the highest honor that I've received in my life so far. Ukrainian friends, Ukrainian people call me dear. It means that they see that I am not blind. It means they see that I see the truth. It means they see that I'm still a human being. I'm not a zombie. And I am still dear to them. And this is why I think that in this case, in this country, in this situation, I am not the one blind, but I am the one who can actually see. Thank you so very much. It has been my message. I hope you found something valuable, interesting to you. Thank you for listening. I would like to turn on the comments. I would like to hear your opinions. Again, it's good to be back. And I have a special guest who I'd like to invite. He drinks some tea with me. A friend is Russian. Well, anyway, a couple seconds before I turn the comments on, I would like to ask you a couple things. First is please consider spreading my message, helping spreading my message. Just do repost in your social media account so my message is heard by more people. That's really important for me, and YouTube likes that. And second, would you please come and join my Telegram group? It's called Inside Konstantin's Russia. This is how I stay in touch with people on daily basis. I do sometimes live streams, do announcements, news about my life behind the scenes, behind the curtain of making streams, so to speak. So please come and join my Telegram group, my Telegram channel. The link to the channel is in the description under this video. So I would like to turn on the comments and invite the guest. Давай. He is Russian. He speaks a little bit of English. Actually, quite a bit of it. А ты там не собираешься принести ничего?
Хай, Константин.
Давай, садись.
Привет.
Long time no see. So,
So, how are you?
sit a little bit closer to me. So, this is my friend Eugene. Was one of a few my best friends. We met a long time ago in Russia. We studied together in the United States. We've been friends for 25, 26 years, perhaps. And I was gonna give Eugene some tea, but I see that he brought something else.
I brought you something better than tea to help to cure your
Well,
cold.
show it to people.
I
You
hope
gotta
it
show
will
it.
help.
For the first time in the history, we have a couple shots. I hope it helps too. This stuff comes from
Greece.
Greek metaxa, Greek cognac, Greek brandy comes from Greece. So Eugene brought me this, by the way. He flew from. Well, I'll let you know where he flew from. He will let you know himself. Давай, за встречу.
Ну что, дорогой?
Dear. He said, ну что, дорогой? He said, so what dear? Let's,
Давай, за встречу. It's very nice to see you again.
Good. Everyone, that's to you. Cheers, cheers. It's good. Well, let me say a couple words about Eugene. Eugene is a banker. He lived in Moscow, same as I did. We lived in the United States I lived for about 9 years. You lived, move closer to the mic.
All about probably 7 to 8 years in total.
Okay, so I'm gonna interview Eugene and ask him a few questions, and perhaps he will tell us where he lives now, why, how he finds the place where he lives, and perhaps he might answer some of your questions. He's U.S. educated banker. He's been in banking most of his life, right? Well, no, not really, because in the United States you worked for Bloomberg, right?
Yes, for Bloomberg Financial Markets.
Okay. So, what do you do for a living?
Well, now I'm in finance, working on financing infrastructure projects in different countries. Previously, it was mostly Russia, but now it's also other countries like Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and other countries in Central Asia.
Do you ever finance military projects?
No, not of course.
That's the question I knew the answer to.
No, I said infrastructure projects, and actually mostly in energy sector.
Energy. So basically, you finance electric stations.
Yes, like power stations, grid companies, electricity grid networks.
Okay. Where did you come to visit me from?
Well, I now came from Astana, in Kazakhstan. I used to work in Russia, but unfortunately, due to all this crazy situation, now I had to move to Kazakhstan and work from Kazakhstan now, from Astana, the capital of Kazakhstan, which is in a very, very cold, harsh climate.
Well, Eugene, since you're not, you like try to stay away from politics. I will not talk about politics here. Just tell me about the place where you're staying right now. How do you like it?
Well, I stay now in Astana, which is the capital of Kazakhstan, but it's the place is well. I can't complain. It's treated me well, and despite all the very harsh climate where this place is, it's located in steppes. I think like the steppe.
The steps.
Steppes, yeah, like the area was very windy and in the winter. Flatlands, and very windy and very cold in the winter. Like a couple of weeks ago, it was minus 30, feeling like minus 37.
Celsius.
Yes, 30 Celsius, like feeling like minus.
This is like minus 30 Fahrenheit as well, right?
37 chill factor.
Minus 30 Fahrenheit. That's crazy. Well, Eugene, I have a question. How do Kazakh people treat Russians who recently came to Kazakhstan en masse?
Well,
You know what? The first question will be: have Russians come to Kazakhstan en masse, like they did to Uzbekistan?
well, I think in September they did. Yes, there were a lot of Russian people
Do you see them around you?
coming to Kazakhstan, but now there are fewer people left who stay in Kazakhstan because some people moved further from Kazakhstan.
So they basically, just like Uzbekistan, they've treated Kazakhstan as a transit point, right?
But now, yes, there are some people in Kazakhstan and then trying to make their living. They trying to continue the life, normal life in a different country, and I see some of them around, and they are staying like less in Astana, more in Almaty, I think, more in another city.
I think you need to relax, my friend, because you're doing really good, but I see a little bit of tension in front of camera. I know, I've been there before. First couple times you really get tense, but you should have some more mitaxa.
Thank you, Kostya.
Well, let's do it. I guess it's the Greek medicine. Well, anyway, how do Kazakh people treat Russians? Good, bad, and different.
Well, I think I can just tell about myself, like the way I feel it myself. That the people I meet, they treat me well and they treat me with understanding. Like the people in my circle of kind of communication, they understand the situation and they understand why I moved from Russia. So they treat me quite well and support me actually, and help me a lot. People at work, people around. I mean, they understand and when I tell them why I moved to Kazakhstan, they actually support me.
You know, unlike very popular opinion in Russia, other people in the world, they don't hate Russians. You know? Anyway, this is what I heard about Kazakhs, and same thing about Uzbekistan. Like, what have you been seeing around of you in Uzbekistan for a couple days while you're here? Like, when I was sick, laying in bed, Eugene would go and order takeouts, you know, and he would bring me medicine here, and you know, he was just exploring Tashkent. So, what did you see? What's your first initial impressions of Uzbek people?
No, Uzbek people are very friendly. Actually, they are really friendly, and they just I think in their culture they are not they're very open and friendly, and they don't как сказать, не агрессивные,
Non-aggressive.
non-aggressive. They
Okay. That's the same opinion. Very same opinion that I have. Okay. You know, personal question. Do you miss home?
Of course, yes. I mean, I do miss home, and I hope someday to come back, and I hope that someday I can go back and kind of restore my country and help my country to become to make a normal life again.
Okay. Thank you, Eugene. You know what? This is my request now. Would you give me some of more mitaxa? I want to go to sleep right after the stream. You know.
Konstantin. Well, hope it helps you to
Yeah. Hope it does too.
get better, and hope it.
Cheers. Cheers to everyone.
Cheers to you guys, and all the best.
Eugene, some people might have questions for you. So, do you mind answering?
Sure, let's try.
I will not give you provocative questions. let me let me read, guys. This is an experiment. We decided, me and Eugene, for like just 10 minutes. Q&A session, something like that. So if you want to ask any questions, a Russian banker who was educated in the United States, spent a good part of his life living in New Jersey, in New York, upstate New York, working for a large American financial corporation, and working for Russian banks for a long time. Just if you have any questions.
International banks.
Yeah, well, Russian. You worked for a couple of Russian banks as well, right? So a long time ago.
Yep.
I'm still not well.
Have some tea.
I am having tea. Sweating. But definitely feeling much better than yesterday and day before yesterday. People are asking, садись поближе к микрофону. Не, поближе, потому что он, давай вот так, наоборот, чуть-чуть еще. Вот, чтобы он прямо к тебе был рядом.
Okay.
So, what is your next choice of countries to live if you have heart's desire? Good question. Thank you, Ferrari guy. What is your next choice of countries to live if you had your heart's desire?
Well, my choice of country to live is Russia, but a different Russia. The Russia that will change, hopefully, sometime soon. I don't know how many soon.
Any other country besides Russia?
Well, in any case, it will be only temporary. Like
Temporary. Your goal is Russia.
To go back to Russia when the country kind of free.
Okay. So, but what is your? Let's say the ultimate goal is Russia, but what is your transit? Let's say you move someplace else from Kazakhstan to live for a few years until Russia turns back.
I'm very international. I mean, I can live in the United States. I mean, very very familiar with the culture in the United States, and think this country is very multicultural and easy for people to integrate. Yes, and if there is an opportunity to work and live in US, that's would be good experience.
Would you go back to Trenton, New Jersey?
Trenton, New Jersey, no, maybe, but New York City or Boston.
There you go. New York City, Boston is fine with me. Maine. Whew. Maine.
And Maine, in the
Maine.
summer.
Yeah, Eugene visited me in Maine a few times in Old Orchard Beach. We had lots of fun. We were young, and trust me, this is what we have drank in 3 days, and would be considered shameful in our younger days because that's something we would drink in 1 hour. Okay. Прости. Okay. SF Joe is asking, you've known him 25 years, ENG. He looks half of your age. You know what? That's what I keep saying, that this guy doesn't age. So it's not a question to him.
We're actually the same age. With Kostya.
Yeah. My birthday is, his birthday, like our birthday is 3 days, like 4 days apart.
3 days.
3 days apart, yeah. There's a question about No, no, no. I'm not buying the chair. I'm not. I don't have fever. No, I don't. I'm fine. Finally, fever free. I had fever for 3 days. It's just like, my running nose. Everything is down here, and I start coughing. But this is very normal for me. I usually get colds like that. It's not alarming. So, uh, Eugene, there was a question about, but I'm not gonna ask you that. Are you considering? Someone asks, are you considering of restoring the electrical grid of Ukraine? My friends, this is a very personal question. I've been asked that. Eugene is asked now. All of us asked that, and let us not to answer this question for now. Okay, perhaps in the future we'll get back to that, but now it's off limits. Doug is asking, how does Eugene feel about the people of the USA?
No, I feel I lived in the States for 7-8 years, and I understand the US people. I mean, they're very good folks, and I lived in different states, and I stayed there in Utah State, and I stayed in New York, in New Jersey, and everywhere I met very good people, have very good friends everywhere. So for me, I mean, people are people everywhere. I mean, they are good folks, and um,
I'll help you out with the answer. I've known Eugene for a long time, and he has he has opinion towards the Americans pretty much same as mine. So that summarizes it. He's the person who was showing me back in Davis in 1996. He took me to Sacramento. He was showing me how America worked. What pharmacies are, where to go shopping for what and stuff like that. Because he spent not before coming as a student with me, he had spent 1 year as a high school student in Utah. So he knew a great deal about the USA, living in the USA, even before the age of 20.
I still keep in touch with my host family, which were.
Oh, no kidding. Tell us about that, please. I didn't know that.
Still stay in touch with my host family, where I lived in. I think what was it, 1993, 1994, in Utah. So they despite all this current situation, we are still very good, very close, very good friends.
You mean you don't hate they don't hate Russians? You mean they don't,
They understand, like they know my family, they know me, and then they understand that we are the same people. And
That was a joke, I'm sorry. But listen, there are super chats, guys. Thank you so much. I appreciate. After we're done with Eugene, I will acknowledge and I'll read the questions. Whew. Eugene, no, just a few more questions. I mean, that's so far so good. Eugene is the person who freaked me out when I first came to California. He said, beware of black widows. Because black widows, in Utah, black widows, they make you, take your shoes, put them upside down, and just make sure that there are no spiders crawling overnight. And I'm like, what? Oh my God, how people live here. I remember that.
in Nevada.
Yeah. That's to me, Richard Burris. Glad you're feeling better, by the way. Do you have any comment on Alex Ovechkin achieving 800 goals? Richard, I have been so sick. I have not watched anything. I've talked to my wife a few times, my mom, and I just read a little bit. So I'm yet to catch up. But congratulations to Alex. I'm watching him beating all the records, Mama, two boys. I can't imagine going to another country because of fear of war. Well, Mama, two boys, you're looking at two people right now who left at the same day, on the same day, in the same condition, same job, like same position of life, everything. Just forfeited. You need to hang out in OB. Yeah, I would love that. Joni Hapala on the topic, when will you have chance to meet your family?
Well, my family is coming here for the Christmas and New Year. Well, they're coming to Kazakhstan, to Almaty and Astana. So we'll meet them very soon, and it will be very, very good time for all of us.
Let me tell you, we are going. Well, some of us have. Some who haven't, we will reunite with the families very soon. And families is our lives, okay? And then we just we cannot live without our families. If I was separated with my family for a long time, I'd rather go back to Russia and just just whatever happens, you know what I mean? But fortunately, our families are behind us, and this is such happiness and joy in life that there's nothing else stands with it. No money, no assets, no success, no nothing. Just families. Families number one. Eugene, Boston here. Thank you for doing the right thing and for joining us today. Big hugs from Sean. Sean is a great guy.
Thank you.
I
Thank you, guys.
spoken to Sean a few times. He's a fantastic guy.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for your support. And well, I just hope that this mess will end sometime soon, and then Russia will go back to normal at some point. We don't know when, but we hope that it will happen. I hope that some people who come to power in Russia, which would restore the country.
I'm a little less optimistic, but Eugene, it's okay. I wish and I hope that I am wrong and you're right. Okay. Me too. Same thing. Joy, a great member of this community, is asking, what dreams do you have?
Well, well, the first dream which would materialize soon is my family is coming to see me for Christmas and New Year, and hope Kostya's too. Konstantin's family comes soon too.
Well, my family is here, but they come here to Tashkent. So, yeah, they will be here in a couple of days.
And, yes. And the other dream is that, again, like I may repeat myself, but the dream that we sometimes go back to normal life again and come back to Russia and see it as the country which is not blind, with people who are, as you mentioned before in your stream, right? That's where people wake up and not blind, not blind again.
Hey, this is a great question. I love it. Guy L. He's quite a guy. Let me tell you. He asks me like questions, sometimes not political, but are there any wild party stories that he remembers that you have forgot, or did you both study too much? Ha ha ha! I trust me. We studied hard. Okay, Eugene and I, we both have achieved highest honors at high school. It means we're straight A students. Did you get gold medal? Yeah, so straight A students here. Smart guys, smart, really freaking smart, okay? But let me tell you, the way we partied, my friend, in New York, and the way we partied, we have a third friend who's in London right now. Not with us, but he was, he might as well be sitting. He's from Donbass, by the way. He's Ukrainian. But the way we partied, we have some stories that Eugene might forget, but I don't.
Good memories from Maine.
Good memories, not only from Maine, from New York.
From New York as well. Yeah.
Tell a story, the good one.
Wow, the good story of how we partied.
Well, anything you remember? Tell them about Club Niva.
Uh, well, I actually have very good memories of Maine, like how we went to Maine to see Kostya, and how we partied there in the summer. The good time.
Well, just tell them the truth. We drank.
Drink great goose and partied till the morning.
Yep, we did. We have some other friends too. We've kept our relationship over years in life. We have one guy, a good friend of us, lives in West Palm Beach right now. Another guy lives in London. This guy from West Palm Beach is actually from Uzbekistan, from Fergana. Another friend of us is from Donetsk, Ukraine. Another friend is from Moscow, Andrei, Moscow. So anyway, we still keep in touch, and I think this is one of the good achievements of our lives. That over the years, our lives change a lot. We move from country to country. We marry. I divorced once. I married again, and then but we still stay friends. And Eugene comes to me and he says, "Hey, I want to come over for a few days," and then he brings a bottle. We're just like young guys again. We said if I wasn't so sick, I'd drink more. I think not much more, but at least more. And I find it a very good achievement of my life. What do you think?
Yes, I truly support you. It's so great to see you, Kostya. And believe me, guys, so he looks much better now than 3 days ago when I saw him. Now he's almost back to normal. And
Great question from Oms. What math skills do you utilize? Well, the best math skills I like to utilize is count money. 1, 2, 3, 4. You?
Without calculator, right? Just
Yes.
of course. Well, Kostya, it's very nice to see you. And,
Yeah, let's couple. Hey,
ah,
Fuyama, how many stars have you on a bottle of Metaxa? Now, there's a
Oh,
that's a very, very, very important question. There's no jokes, right? See, at this age, alcohol somehow makes me sick. Like the next morning, anything I drink, vodka, any kind of vodka, any kind of perhaps whiskey is a little better, but still. The only drink that does not make me sick, some reason, some weird freak of nature, I don't know, is Metaxa 7-year-old, 7 stars. I don't know why. And this is what I asked Eugene to bring. He said, I'm bringing a bottle of good stuff over, like vodka or something. I said, no vodka. Jack Daniels. Jack Daniels is good, but you know what? It's going to make me sick. But Metaxa, 7 years is fine. So that's, if I drink something when on rare occasion, on a blue moon, then I drink Metaxa, 7 years old. That's it. So, any party stories? I'll tell you one of the stories. Jin took me out to a bar, a nightclub called Manhattan, in Manhattan called Niva. It was, I don't remember where, somewhere in Midtown. Downtown, right? Russian club, so it's like 2001, I think, or 2000. And we got so smashed. My first wife, Bonnie, she didn't drink and she doesn't drink, but we made her drink vodka a little bit and she got drunk and she started picking up fights on Russians and she was so aggressive. Russians started running away from her. That was pretty funny. Then I don't really remember how we got home. I just woke up in Long Island. You lived in Long Bay or something like
I
that.
live in New Jersey, but our friend Andrei lived in Long Island.
but it was this Bayside. Oh, Bayside. There you go. Yeah. So I woke up on Bayside. I'm like, how did I get here? It was a pretty funny story. We still remember that. Then I remember a story how Mexicans tricked Eugene. They sold him a bottle of tequila for much money, and they told him it's very expensive, very rare tequila, and it was Pepe Lopez. We're not very, all of us, not very good about tequilas. And then Eugene brought us the bottle and he goes, oh, you know what, local Mexicans, they told me that it's good stuff, very good stuff, the Pepe Lopez. Turned out to be a bug spray.
Yep.
Так, ну ладно, все вопросы у нас сейчас. Давай еще один какой-нибудь. You need to take more time out. Might need to consult Breakfast Club doctors. I have. Diana, you need to take more time out. You need to consult some of your Breakfast Club doctors. When I didn't show up and I posted in our group that I'm sick, 5 doctors actually called me up and 5 people consulted me. And everyone started sending me wishes. So I am under supervision. Then I have tons of doctors, local doctors, Uzbeks. Couple people called me up, asked, offered help if I needed any. And at one point, I was really worried about one thing. I was feeling not so well at all a couple days ago. And I get this message on Patreon from one of the patrons, and the person says, well, make sure you go and kind of check yourself for radiation. And are you sure that, like you didn't drink anything weird at the Breakfast Club? And I'm thinking, what the fudge? That's a possibility, But then I'm getting better. It's not polonium, thank God. So I did not check for radiation, but I guess I would be going much, much worse if it was. So it's kind of turning out like my usual cold. The thing is, this is my 3rd time being sick in 3 weeks, and I think it's because of stress and lack of sleep. So I gotta adjust my schedule a little bit, but that's something I have to consider.
And Kostya, I think there's a...
Your friend is scooting over far from the camera. Поближе садись. Yeah, there is Breakfast Club tomorrow. Yes, Breakfast Club tomorrow, definitely. People missed me. They're like, where are you? And then on Sunday, there will be the lecture of a brain surgeon. He'll be telling us how to monitor your сосуды, как будет?
Vessels.
Not vessels. No. Your veins, blood clots and stuff like that. Like what you need to do to monitor, how often do you have to go and do scans, what kind of scans and stuff like that, So that's so not to die of stroke or heart attack. So basically, I think it's a very, very good thing.
So I hope you will be very
healthy. Eugene's gonna stay. Oh, definitely. I'm going. Eugene's gonna stay here for a few days, and he will join our club on Sunday. And good.
Yep.
Ну, давай.
Ладно.
Все, спасибо. Давай.
Nice
Спасибо.
To see you guys.
Братан, спасибо, дорогой.
Cheers. Good luck.
Спасибо. Все, давай. Допей уже, чего ты уходишь? Фуh. Thank you so much for the super chats. Some just came and let me just look them up. Give me a couple minutes. I see that 15 minutes over time. Mods, just give me like, I don't know, 10 more minutes. I will try to wrap things up soon. Jason Carney, I saw the $50 super chat. Thank you so very much. Support is much appreciated, much needed these days. Sean, again, thank you so very much as well. Huge help. You are the serial, both of you are serial supporters and super chatters. I appreciate it. There's a message from Sean. We call blind people as sheeple. Very disrespectable to what is called collective illusion. I'll send you a link. Thank you. And the scary part is that it's extremely easy to achieve. Eugene, okay. How the hell it's so easy to achieve? Why don't people think? I don't. Oh, this is just driving me insane. Because this is the root of all problems. You know, people don't think, they just believe everything they're told. Zeta Omicron, that's the best Greek medicine. I'm sure that is. Let me tell you, Metaxa is quite something. The only alcohol I don't get sick from. Karen, thank you so much for thanking mods. Mototown coffee for Eugene. Eugene's been buying me lunches, food for the past couple of days. He bought me medicine. I don't know, he bought me like fresh veggies. He went to a bazaar. So I definitely owe him. You know, I'm gonna feed him for the rest of his stay and buying him coffee as well. Thank you so much, Motortown. Damian Da Silva, family and community is everything. That is what we fight for with everything we have. God bless you both. Thank you so much, Damian. Great to see you. Donna Olson, thank you so very much. I am late again. Work. I know. But you know what? Thanks for coming. Always welcome here. Daniel, one more drink to get better. Disinfection. I know. You know your stuff. You know how to get better. You must be a Greek doctor. Thank you so much, Daniel. Drink more, says Donna. Trust me, like a couple shots for me these days is well enough. The Young Bucks. Okay, so I don't see any of that. Okay, Zeta Omicron. Zeta Omicron, thank you so much. Zeta Omicron from Canada, thank you. I appreciate it. Brian Woods, common sense and asking questions, not disagreeing with you at all. But the further you go in school and more worldly life experiences positively influences both. Since you have both qualities, you are indeed unusual Russian. That's what I say. You know, I used to say that I'm a usual Russian man, a father, a husband, a son, and, you know, and a professional. And then I get a couple emails, people saying, don't deceive people. You're not usual Russian because you have this and this, you have experiences that Russians don't. And you know what? That's absolutely right. And that's why I say these days that I am the unusual Russian. I'm not usual Russian. But I'm Russian anyway. My DNA is Russian, you know. My culture, my language is Russian. My history is Russian. I was born. You cannot undo that to a person. But some things have definitely changed in my head. So thank you, Brian. Thank you so much. Brianna Woods, you would be a fine Scotch drinker, Constantine. I love, can't say that I love, but I like drinking Scotch, single malt. Glenmorangie, I like it very much. I forgot what's this, Royal Salute, 21-year-old whiskey. It's really good. Then Tell More Do, something like that. Then, of course, Glenlivet. Good stuff, It's it's really fine drinks. So I am a good Scotch drinker. Thank you, Brianna. Amir, L-lysine, 3 grams a day, 1 every 8 hours. It's a foot virus that'll do it. Thank you, Amir. I tried to find L-lysine. Well, I asked Eugene to find it, but not such luck here in Uzbekistan. So, Bogey Burger, thank you so much. Thank you, appreciate it. Plus, you're around a lot of people. That, I think, the biggest problem. A lot of sick people here in Uzbekistan right now, that's true. Not so much COVID. COVID is kind of gone, but they have new problem. This swine flu, N1H1 flu. It's not as deadly as COVID. It's basically a bad flu, and it lasts for 3 or 4 days. So people don't get run out of breath, and no one gets into the hospital. But it's like rampant all over Uzbekistan. Perhaps that's what I had. I don't know. This is the 4th day, and I missed three streams, I think, and 2 days I felt really, really bad. So perhaps I had swine flu. But I think my problem is that I sleep not enough, and I've been under such tremendous amount of stress. My friends, trust me, changing your life, leaving everything behind, making toughest decision of your life. It's a knot that's in your stomach all the time, and then you feel it. It's right here. And I think that's, it starts letting go a little bit, and that's how body reacts. It starts getting sick. But I'm so thankful to my body, because when I needed to be strong, it carried me on. It carried me on in September. It carried me on through the summer, in the spring. It carried me on in October, in November. It gave me time it mobilized all my strength, and gave me chance to settle myself, to find myself here. And I'm very thankful for that. And then probably right now it's trying to restore itself. I don't know. Whew. Konstantin has got more medical personnel than the US president right now. Oh, for sure. That I have no shortage of. And by the way, thank you so much I had such a tremendous support from you through Telegram, through emails, through Patreon, through messages. Thank you so much. Good words, prayers, good wishes. That really has helped me to recover so fast, because 4 days, I felt really miserable 3 days ago, and now I'm feeling, except for coughing and occasional short of breath, shortness of breath, I feel okay, so that's prayers, I think, also. Whew. Just somehow just keep on sweating. Whew. How many days until Eugene is sick? Eugene is not sick. He's not going to get sick. He's a robot, he doesn't get sick. He had COVID twice. He was just sick before he came over to see me, so he's going to be okay. If I were to infect him, he would be down sick right now, but he's fine, because every morning he takes a few shots of just a little bit of Greek medicine. If he gets sick, I'm gonna get him back up on his feet, like he was caring about me. I'll call all the doctors. I'll call the consilium. We'll get him up in no time. There are germs on that mic. Yes, there are. Terry Carter, Constantine. I have stories about Pepe Lopez also. You know, it was the funniest thing. I traveled from Old Orchard Beach, Maine, to New York. My friend, another friend from Ukraine, he was renting an apartment in Brooklyn, Kings Highway. So I traveled all the way, drove all the way, and we were waiting for Eugene. And Eugene was supposed to show up before me, so I showed up all the way from Maine. And Eugene was being late, and then he ended up being late for a few hours. And then he showed up like, you know, like Cosmo from you know, that Seinfeld show. Like, what's up? He goes, well, I have a couple stories that things happened to me, but I got you a good tequila. You know, this local Mexican guys, they sold me really expensive tequila. It's really good. And boom, it's Pepe Lopez with that little hat. We looked at each other like, are you sure it's good tequila? I was like, yeah, they told me. That's really, really good. I paid $10 for it. I said, okay. That was quite a story. We still remember it. Diana Smith, adjust the schedule. You need to stay strong. Sleep is very important. Well, I've been sleeping for 3 days, basically, and I am adjusting schedule. I'll be getting more sleep, because if I don't, I'll just be getting down sick again, time and time again. Eugene should not be sitting so close coughing. Don't worry about Eugene. He's going to be fine. Dave Strains, I feel so much better that you're back, Constantine. Thank you, Dave. Did you see my message about your possible channel? Paula W. Is Eugene married and have kids? Eugene is happily married. He has a 15-year-old, well, I can say child, a teenage boy. He's, I think, taller than Eugene. And his deeper voice, like, oh, daddy, blah, 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 blah. Great guy. And Eugene is a family man. It's a fantastic family. I've known him, well, their family, since he started dating his back then girlfriend. Turned out his wife. Lynn, boil ginger, bay leaves, cloves, lemon, and cool a bit. Strain, add honey. That's exactly what I've been doing. Ginger, lemon. I didn't have cloves, bay leaves, but I added pepper, something else, and I added honey to it, and I've been drinking it all 3 days. You know, helps. Valerie, so glad I got to catch you on the live. Sitting here in Maine with ice on my knee, had a joint replacement. Wow. Well, first of all, I hope you recover very fast and very soon. Joint replacement will certainly give you freedom of moving without pain again. But let me tell you, say hi to great state of Maine from me and from Eugene, because he's been to Maine quite a few times, and he always stayed at my place, and boy, do we have stories. I'm not going to share here. Some are embarrassing. Most are funny. How can Eugene have a 15-year-old child if he's only 15 years old himself? I don't know. That's just one of the mysteries of life, I guess. When I met him back in 96, he looked exactly the same. Every time I see him, I rub his elbow and it's like, give me some of that, your magic power. By the way, you can see Eugene in a couple videos. I probably should... yes, I will put in the description below the video once I'm done the stream. Eugene loves going to sauna, banya, and I did a couple videos with him going to banyas. So, and he was one of my best men at the wedding, at my wedding. I think there's still the video of my wedding out there. You can clearly see him like wearing suit and tie, the banker kind of a, very sharp look. Not like t-shirts and like we're looking like bums now. Black Cat. Did you forget today's Dirk's birthday? Is this Friday today? Oh my god. I am so sorry. I lost count. I'm sorry guys. Dirk, you know what? I was so close to missing your birthday. Black Cat, thank you so very much. By popular demand, Dirk. Whew, let me catch my breath. The heck. It's not schnapps, but it's good enough. Not only I will sing, I will have a toast, the Russian style. That's what we usually do when it's someone's birthday. So Dirk, dear Dirk, happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Dirk. Happy birthday to you. My friend, I wish you good health and happiness and many, many more happy returns of this day and of years to come. May you have great life and peaceful sky above you. Cheers. Prost. I hope I made up. Almost missing your birthday. Sorry, I just my schedule is messed up. I didn't know that today is Friday. Whew. Octavian Moldovan, thank you so much. Are you from Moldova? Great to see you. Dirk, great that you saw it. Anyone else's birthday passed while I didn't stream? Eugene actually has a very famous family in Russia. I want to keep his personal information private, but his parents are very well known. His relatives, close relatives, very well known. Very high achievers, so to speak, professionals. Constantine, time's up. Oh, it's so good to be back. I'm sorry. It's been like 30 minutes over the stream. Thank you so much, mods. Thank you. Just a couple more minutes. It's therapeutic, Metaxa is schnapps. Well, it's brandy. Schnapps is like vodka, but that's good enough, You missed the birth of the new genre on my channel interview with Russian immigrants and refugees. Oля, I did not miss it. I watched it partially, and I promise you I will watch it until the end. Just one of those days I wasn't feeling that grand. Donna, I'm not ignoring. That means, okay. I'm just having a good time. That's all. No, it takes me a lot of alcohol to get me drunk. Trust me, this just doesn't even affect me. You need a Herrengedeck. That's schnapps. corn and beer. Oh my gosh. I would die after that. There was a question about Jagermeister. Well, I tried Jagermeister, but not my type of drink. Was long time ago in the USA when I was young, in my early 20s. Jagermeister, yeah, definitely. I remember the taste, the green stuff. That's an interesting. Nathan Springer. What the heck? I asked if Russell and Constantine still talking. Apparently, Russell said something not nice, and they haven't. He's to see friendship ruined. Nathan, as far as I'm concerned, I still talk to Russell. He said something I didn't like, but we are over it. I mean, I brought it up. He said he was sorry, and then there's not much more than to it. I don't know where you get this information from. But after that, we talked quite a few times. I can't really say that our friendship is ruined. So that's how rumors are born. A lot to get a Russian drunk, especially a Russian of my size, you know. If you don't drink regularly, it takes you a lot of alcohol to get you drunk. Trust me, then I could be still talking and walking onto the entire bottle of this thing, but that's probably gonna last me for 2 years. And time's up. Nightbot is very consistent. I missed praying too. I was thinking of going live and just pray, you know, without message. But anyway, I didn't. Look, I will pray now. Can you sing "Roll Out the Barrel"? I don't know what "Roll Out the Barrel" is. Black Cat. I only sing for someone's birthday. Otherwise, if you want to hear me sing, go and there's a video where I was singing back into the USSR, and that's probably the most of me singing you will ever see or you will ever hear. So no, sir. Let me find my prayer book. Oh. There you go. Okay. My friends, thank you so much for coming back. I missed two things. I missed doing live streams. It's not like addicted or anything, you know what? It's just I feel like there's a urge inside of me to do that. And every time I missed, couple days I didn't even think about it. I felt so bad. Yesterday I thought, well, I lost counts how many missed. I think 3, right? So I figured that I had at first I was thinking of doing the live stream, but then I was having splinter headache all day, and finally today feeling better. So I missed being live, talking to you, and I also missed praying. It's really hard to explain, but there's some kind of an urge inside me. So I'm asking everyone to please join me in prayer, and let's do it. Thank you so very much. Dear Lord Jesus Christ, thank you for giving us our lives. Thank you for giving us this day, this week. Thank you for putting food on our tables. Thank you for putting roofs over our heads. And thank you for surrounding us with people who love us and who we love. Thank you for giving us our kids. And please give us wisdom to raise our children the way that they become good, righteous people. And when they grow up, they will make this world a better place and will never engage with a war with one another. Please help Ukrainians. Stop the bloodshed in Ukraine. Reach out to people who you need to reach out and who can make this decision, who are capable of making decision to stop the bloodshed, and do your magic, do your miracles on them, please, so they stop the bloodshed. Please help every single Ukrainian who has been misplaced, displaced, affected by this terrible tragedy. Send them help, each one of them. You know every single person, because you're the God Almighty, and you know every person's needs, prayers, wishes, pains. Please help them in the way that every single one of them needs to be helped. Hear their prayers and make their wishes come true. Send every single person in Ukraine an angel, so the angels keep everyone out of harm's way. Please help my country, Russia. Send your army of the strongest angels with the sharpest swords, led by Saint Michael, to Russia to get rid of the demons who have hijacked my country. Please make it run by the angels, make it righteous again. Get rid of all the demons, please. We need the angels, we need that army led by Saint Michael. We've been waiting for it. Please send them to us. Make my country run by the angels, make it shine again. Or make it shine for the first time at this point, and I'm not even sure anymore. Please help all those who are traveling and who are running for their lives, who are asking humbly for political asylum at other countries, for refuge. Send help, good people, their way. God bless those who are helping Ukrainians. Please help everyone who is hungry, give them food. Please help everyone who is sick, send them recovery. Please help everyone who is homeless, send them shelter. And please help everyone who is struggling with their faith, reinforce it, please. Send your message. Thank you so much for giving me this opportunity to live stream again and making me feel better. And I'm thank you very much for all this help from this great community that I've received in terms of messages, in terms of good wishes, prayers. Just, this is fantastic. Thank you so very much for that. Thank you for my life, and I would like to send blessings to everyone who is praying right now with us or just watching us pray. Please help them, protect them, watch over them. Believers and non-believers, doesn't matter. Please be with them in hard times. Thank you so much for allowing us to come together and pray, and thank you for that. Please help answer everyone's prayer and make everyone's wish come true. I would like to ask for a few people who need your help real bad. They are Shirley. He needs recovery. He's You have shown him your mercy, your love, and your miracle already. Please show more. Uh, Give them complete recovery so he is back to normal with his family. And please help Debbie, who has taken it very closely in her heart. Please give her strength and surround her with your love, because she's been giving her love to her loved one, and that's really priceless. Please help David's friend Wolfgang, Jan Allen with depression, needs your help. Sue in Denver, um, the child who fell through ice. Please help Lori's Miles' husband, Sherry, Layla, Philip's mom, Karen from Maine with pain, EMS paramedic Liz, Gina and her husband, who I still have hard time pronouncing his name, but he knows who he is, and I will master his name next time. Susie Myler, Elena, Natasha, Jake, my son Michael, who's also a little sick but recovering, Oля, Dasha, Sky, Bonnie, Galina, Igor, Janine, Michael Milkevitz, Marlene, Paul Bins, Rudy Kaisley, Richard, Mallory M., Dirk Misler, please have his father rest in peace, James Rhodes, Terry, Brittany S., Lars Henrik, and please have the soul of Lars Henrik's dead rest in peace, Hannah and her children, Richard Burris, Ian, Angelic at Life, N2K, Scan's family, grandson, Grace, Barb, Randolph, Nelly, Arkady, Yuri from Mykolaiv, and everyone from Mykolaiv from Ukraine, Harry's family, Brian McManus, Verlinda's niece, Doug, Rafaela From, Anna, Priscilla, Michelin, King Nero, Gaby Hyman, Donald, Deborah, Lisa's son, Jade, Allison Dave Moyers, Terry Scrugg, Janice Burgess, Maureen M. and her sister, Mr. Hanson, Heidi, Bob S., Tony, Kaylin, Rob, Umel, Jennifer, Matt, Ashley and family, Mr. Dean Spooner and his church called Our Savior Lutheran Church, Barry Reading's sister, Lisa Kumrian, Jacob, Adam Oliver, Treasure, Kyle's wife, Grace Philosophy, Maggie, Carmen's sister, Vladislav, and his father Sergey. Please help and send good doctors. One more time, Susie Myler, Gina and her husband, EMS paramedic Liz, Karen from Maine, Lori Miles' husband, Sherry, Layla, Philip's mom, and I have some children to ask. There are Cadence, Maverick, Sebastian, Coulter, and Theo. They need your help. They need recovery. Please help send recovery to them and help their families. They all need, expect, and wait for your miracle. I also would like to ask for children of Ukraine who have been affected, who are in pain. They need your help. Please help them. Again, I would like to ask for the child who fell through ice, and Clyde's family, and needs recovery. And I also would like to pray for children who passed away in the accident. Thank you so much, dear God, our Lord Jesus Christ. Amen. My friends, I apologize for coughing. It must be distracting. but not much I can do. A few days to recover to my normal voice and normal speak. But it sure is good to be back. Thank you so much. If it's today Friday, then tomorrow is gonna be the private stream for patrons and sponsors only. Eugene is still gonna be here. I think I'm gonna take Eugene and then we'll tell you the stories. So if you're not a sponsor or patron, please join to get to the live stream. I saw someone right in the very beginning. I just don't see it now. Gave a gift for five sponsorships. Thank you so much. Thank you. 5 more people will be able to participate. So please come tomorrow. We will try to answer personal questions and then we'll definitely tell you more stories. I gotta remember a few good ones, not too embarrassing, to share with you. Thank you so very much. I really, really appreciate you coming. You're becoming more. You have become more than just people who I interact with in the live streams. It's really hard to explain, but trust me, you've become much more. You become part of inside of me, and when I don't speak to you, I start feeling it, and it's not a comfortable feeling. So, thank you so very much, the mods and the usual suspects, and everyone who comes and just listens and watches and converses. Thank you so much. I will see you tomorrow. Some of you, the patrons and sponsors, tomorrow, and everyone else I'll see on Sunday. I'm gonna have a very freaking strong message. Oh, I'm just getting started with this bullshit going on in Russia. You just watch me. Anyway, please come back tomorrow, day after tomorrow, and every single day. Keep on coming back. Thank you so much. Carthago delende est.